Oh, hi. I'm just playing the original Super Mario Bros. On the NES. Now, this is one of the most iconic and popular games, no doubt, but how well does it hold up nowadays? Let's find out. The world's favorite red hat wearing mustache plumber. He's been the star of countless games, got merchandise, a TV show, a movie. Before we talk about this game, can I just say something right quick? Why can't you remap buttons when playing this on the Switch? The placement of A and B make playing this feel so awkward. Please, Nintendo, at the very least let us remap buttons when playing any of his games if you're not going to let us take away the border. Or that, or this. Alright, when we boot up this game, we're greeted to this game's menu, and we have so many options, 1 player and 2 players. What variety? I'm gonna go with the 1 player option, because last time I checked, I'm only 1 player. Next up, we have the castle level, which is probably the most thematically unique out of the first 3 levels. It's filled with all kinds of fire type things, like lava and fireballs, and whatever that thing is. And then at the end of it, you're face to face with Bowser, or King Koopa as he was called at the time. You then cut this conveniently placed axe, and Bowser's dead. And then you've done it. You've saved the princess, and you beat the game. Just kidding. I guess it could have to do with the fact that by the time those games came out, they knew the hardware better since they had been working with it a lot longer. But I don't care. I'm still gonna whine about it. The lack of that much variation in themes or level gimmicks is kind of boring. Sometimes they put enemies like Hammer Bros in places that felt like it was impossible to get past them. Like, seriously. You have to do things like this on the exact perfect frame. It's ridiculous. It's fine when they're just jumping from block to block, but when they're just on the ground like this, it gives me the feeling of Next to it, we have a bunch of good games. We have Disney Infinity, Cartoon Network Racing, Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, a mystery game that we'll talk about later, and Rayman 3D, a gross port of Rayman 2 from 1999 on the 3DS, and Shrek on the DS. And then I have and a donut right there. And then I got a wolf on top of a VR headset, but it's like one of those things that you stick your phone in. It's not like that legit. While there are some box arts that are really good and represent the game well, some may have only done one or the other, and some just didn't do either. Now keep in mind that when I say I think a box art is bad, it is solely based on my opinion. Okay? And for the background, I put the floating city of Columbia, which is a location in the game. A kind of this look. I don't know how to describe it. Maybe like a painted style? I don't know. While we're on the topic of simpler box art, the original Metal Gear cover is terrible. Hey guys, so I went to the doctor the other day, and they told me I was sick, and they diagnosed me with this thing called liking a game that nobody else likes. Every Nintendo console since the SNES has had a Mario Kart on it, and everyone's played a Mario Kart game. Your siblings, your parents, your grandparents, pets, pillow, everybody. It was the newest one on consoles, and most people don't want to get their whole family together to play Mario Kart 7. It's just better this way. But why do I like this one so much? I mean, it's so similar to every other Mario Kart. You race on a track to get first out of 12 players. You have item boxes that give you a randomized item to hit your opponents with, and that's kind of it. But let's find out what's so great about it. This is Mario Kart Wii. Okay, starting this up, we have an awesome cinematic intro. No other Mario Kart has that. First, let's talk about the characters. We have a pretty good starting roster. All the mainstays you'd want are here. And you even get a new one to start with, Baby Peach. Yay. Unlocking everything in Mario Kart Wii takes so much effort, and because of it, I appreciate Funky Kong so much more now. But how does it control? Well, we have 4 options. We can use the Wii Remote on its side and turn with motion controls. God, no. We can use the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, a Wii Classic controller, and the GameCube controller. I always prefer to use the Nunchuck. It just feels best to me. I'm not a fan of the motion controls, and the way they are laid out, the buttons on the Classic controller don't feel right to me. Like, for example, to do tricks off ramps, you have to push the D-pad. Why don't you just push one of the triggers or something? Overall though, the game controls pretty well, but there's one thing that really made this Mario Kart stand out from the rest. A big attraction to Mario Kart Wii was the Wii Wheel, which was basically a hunk of plastic that you put your Wiimote into to make it feel like you're actually driving, similar to Wii Sports.
with sports.
Hello, it's me again, and you've clicked on the wrong video, because this video is cursed, as it contains...
The Xbox 360 was a really good console, at least in my opinion. Of each last generation console, I think the 360 is probably my favorite. It was a really great console and it actually had exclusives. If it's on the 360, I got it for the 360, and I know I'm not alone on that opinion. So obviously, a lot of people really wanted the next Xbox to be good. They wanted Microsoft to come out on top this generation. So when Microsoft was about to announce their next generation console, a lot of people were excited. With how well the 360 did, people were hoping for something great. And then they f***ing bombed it. Well, to start, they said it would always have to be connected to the internet for it to work. Not only that, but they said it would require Kinect for it to even function. And because of it, it would be bundled with the Kinect, bringing the price up another $100, making the price $500, which is $100 more than the PS4 at launch. And they said it wouldn't be able to play used games either. How could they have possibly planned a positive response to this?
We know. Skype is great. And get this, if you want to use your Xbox in any capacity whatsoever, you're going to be required to have a shitty peripheral attached to it at all times. I know. We really outdone ourselves this time.
But what if you ignore all that and just focus on the games? Well, they announced Call of Duty Ghosts and Skype. While we're on the topic of bad starts, let's talk about the PS3. To start, let's talk about the original design. Whoops. And how much did it cost? Well, get ready to shit your pants because the PS3 was originally $600. The Saturn was complicated and overpriced, and developers had a hard time developing for the system. The Saturn was basically dead after only 3 years. Finally, Nintendo. I wasn't originally going to talk about them because the N64 was their third console, right? That console didn't suck. Mostly. The Wii U was a good console. The Switch is like way better though.
So, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and before I go, let me leave you with one last thought. When walking around town, or just in public in general, be sure to avoid looking at any PS3s, or Xbox Ones, or Sega Saturns. And especially the Virtual Boy. Hey guys, me again. And not 2019 me, because that me is gone. No. This is 2020 me. This is an entirely different me. Because I have a new sweater. Man, this is a whole new decade we're talking. We need something to do with this new decade, you know? And I haven't really done anything other than go around and tell people, hey, it's a new decade, look at this. No, I need to do something special. Maybe something that involves chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, and pudding.
Let's keep the fun going with my Kid Cuisine All-Star Chicken Nuggets meal, made with white meat
for a taste that can't be beat.
So, Kid Cuisine. It says we have to open it up. Duh. It's done. The pudding is boiling. It kind of tastes okay at first, but then it's like, doesn't, you know? It kind of feels like a sponge, and so I guess it's fitting for the whole SpongeBob thing. Oh, there's water in the mac and cheese. So how was Kid Cuisine? It was okay. I've returned to the interwebs, and as you can see, something's a bit different now. The wall is gray. And I think it turned out really epic. Now, it's really cool because you combine black and white and you get gray, right? So I was thinking that maybe if I could combine more of two things that I like, it would also make something cool. So I decided that we could combine
GTA and a Game Boy. That was a mistake.
There was apparently versions of the game planned for the N64 and Sega Saturn, but were never finalized. So they put GTA on the Game Boy over the N64. I find it kind of funny because GTA games almost never get released on Nintendo consoles. The only other example to my knowledge was GTA Chinatown Wars on the DS. Also, that was one of the few M-rated games released on the console. So if you want GTA on the go, you either got this or this. Well, I think the option's pretty obvious. Okay, so to start, we are greeted with a language choice and then a character select screen. We have quite a few options. The characters have their own names, but you can change them if you don't like them. You don't even have to play as them, you can just give them wacky names for fun. Also, it says Gangsta Bang underneath all of them for seemingly no reason, so I'm gonna go with Bubba. Okay, now let's pick a mission. Oh, there's only one so far. Okay, so I make my way to the South Park, and now I just gotta find a phone. Okay, so my first mission says, Crazy Jim's dumped in a car in Northeast Park. Find it before the cops do, or die. And the background music ruins the vibe for me. Also, there's an arrow telling you where to go, so you don't really get any sense of exploration with the missions. Kind of like modern GTA missions. Alright, let's just follow the arrow and... oh shit, I died. Okay, let's try this again. Following the arrow just keeps leading me to the water, so I think I'm just going to use context clues from what the mission says. Or not, because going in a northwest direction keeps leading me into the water. God damn it! Okay, let's try this again. Shit! Okay, so there's this truck here that was just going around in circles, and I tried going up to it to see if I could steal it, and got stuck. No matter where I moved, even going in the opposite direction of the truck, my character just wouldn't move. I tried mashing the buttons and then stole the car. I don't know how, but I did. And the car blew up, and I died again. Okay, so I paused and quit out of this mission that I forgot I was playing, and apparently Nintendo is a public enemy of Bubba. Okay, so after actually spending some time playing the game, was it better than I expected?
No! Man, I really thought that my idea of combining a bunch of things together would be awesome. Like, I took the first 6 Mega Man games and combined them into one collection because I thought it would be awesome to play, but then it turns out that these games are worth like $1 million. What the hell?
Hey guys, me again, and it's Halloween! Halloween is like my favorite time of year. Actually, maybe my third favorite time of year. So today, let's explore something really spooky. Like mysteries, because nothing says pissing yourself like Luigi and Mario 64.
Halloween, the time of year everyone gets dressed up, eats a buttload of candy. Is there any other time of year this would feel normal? Halloween is known as a spooky holiday with stuff like horror stories, haunted houses, ghosts, monsters, and of course, the unknown. We humans fear the unknown. We worry about things like not knowing if there's an afterlife or the fact that Waluigi might not be in Mario 64 DS.
Fuck, I don't know!
Over the past few decades, video games have slowly become insanely popular. They're just embedded in pop culture now, and especially with the internet, people can express their opinion wherever they want. This can lead to overanalyzing certain elements in the game and making claims that aren't necessarily true, or at least not true in the manner they're stated. Or you can just make a game up. Also, the name of the company that supposedly developed the game, Cineslosion, translates roughly to the term sense delete, or sensory deprivation, which is exactly what Polybius, did. So Mario 64, one of the most revolutionary games of all time, wasn't the first 3D game, but really did numbers in the transition from 2D to 3D, sold over 12 million copies, really no big deal. Now, a lot of the time when people try to find a character unlockable in a game that isn't really in the game, it gets way over speculated. This means finding elements in the game that have even the tiniest speck of mystery and saying,
There's a blue block, the dolphin's unlockable.
This is what happened with Luigi in Mario 64 when someone noticed a text in the courtyard fountain and noticed there's some blurry mystery text, which they eventually concluded to say L is real 2401.
How?
Now, this meant that we had Mario, Luigi, and Wario, but there was somebody missing.
The damn dolphin.
People found it odd that Waluigi wasn't in Mario 64, and I agree. Plus, seeing Waluigi in a non-spin-off game would have been way cool, especially with that game being a Mario 64 remake. But he wasn't, and unfortunately, we just have to accept that. Unless, I've always thought that Waluigi didn't really ever have a fair chance. Like, he's not a bad character and has potential to be a more mainline character in the Mario series. Like, the fact that Nintendo cares way more about Toadette than Waluigi is just fucking stupid. You know how they made Toadette? Waluigi is his own unique character. Toadette is just a girl toad. So we all know about the third console curse, right? If you don't know, a very simple definition for it would be the belief that a company's third console is usually absolute garbage like all the time. Pokemon was a huge phenomenon during the late 90s to early 2000s. It was pretty big in America, but Japan? That's all fun and everything, but we haven't even reached the true peak of video game horror. You see, the biggest foolproof way to make your story scary without fail is to give your character bloodshot red eyes and blood coming out of the eyes or what, and like a red background. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. Did it work? Oh, hey guys, me again. And nicotine? No thanks. I smoke the PS2 startup sound. Hell yeah. So you got yourself a shiny new console, you boot it up, and then... Startups and title screens aren't vital to make a game good or bad, but nobody wants to play a game with a title that looks like this. Man, I'm so excited to see what the NES startup is. I can't wait. Let's go. The Master System was Sega's joke at trying to be Nintendo. And a startup? Kinda lame. There's nothing much to it here. There's just a logo, then more logos. It plays a little jingle once everything's on the screen that's really only interesting in a nostalgic sense. Like, if you were a fucking psychopath that played the Sega Master System growing up, then you could get a kick out of this one, but overall it's pretty lame. But don't worry, because Sega totally redeemed themselves with the Genesis. Console-wise, being one of the best consoles ever, not to mention the first 16-bit console, and startup-wise, kinda the same. The SNES? Hell yeah. Let's head over to the Sega Saturn. Man, Sega really loves jokes, huh? The Game Boy Color, a new Game Boy after almost 10 years, kinda. That orange dot is the key to unlocking the Dreamcast. It's such a nice touch that there's a cube forming the logo. That's a mixture between a G and a cube. Holy shit, GameCube! The Game Boy Advance had a super unique startup compared to the other two Game Boys preceding it. Let's have a look at the PS3. I smell not as good. This is one of the lamest startups ever, which is really disappointing coming from PlayStation after the great ones they had on the previous consoles. This isn't a game console, this is a desktop computer. I love the Wii. And this sound is like my favorite sound in the world. But I'm kind of about to shit on the Wii startup because it doesn't have one. You boot up the Wii and you get a safety warning that is really not that useful. But then the sound plays, you know, the sound. And looking at this critically, it's kind of lame. The DS startup sound is slightly different than the DSi startup sound. And hearing the DS sound after the DSi sound is like the least satisfying thing in the world. Oh, thank God. The PSP. What was Sony's deal with desktops this generation? It kind of just reminds me of the PS3, but blue. It's not the worst, but far from the best, that's for sure. I think the music's okay, it just has a nice peaceful tune, but it's the last thing that makes me think of PlayStation. You know what, maybe I'm saying that so much that maybe that's just Sony now, I don't fucking know. Now the Wii U, fucking lame. Just a logo? Really? There's a sound that plays that I think they tried to make sound like a more modern Wii, but in my opinion, it just sounds super generic. Oh yeah, the PlayStation Vita exists. Lame. Oh shit, you could peel the page? I take it all back. Now, the Switch. What the f***? The Xbox Series X. Okay guys, hear me out on this. What if we just stop trying? Okay. Like, it's better than the past two, I guess, but it's really generic. Like, it seems like so many companies use floating dots on a gradient background and then think they're unique. If I were to look at this startup without the PlayStation logo, I would not think this was a video game company.
Startups are great and everything, and I really enjoy them, but I had to come to the doctor because I smoked a bit too much PS2 startup sound. I hope it's not too serious. Oh, hi doc. What's my diagnosis?
You have lung cancer.
What?
Hey guys, me again, and thank God it's November. I'm really glad it's November, not December, because December is a very stressful time of year because it's the holidays, and nobody likes the holidays. Although, I do like the holidays because they're my favorite time of year, and I actually mean it this time, but they're still stressful, and I'm glad it's November. God damn it, now we gotta talk about the 3DS. But why would they call it the 3DS if the DS had 3D games too? Well, the 3DS showed off something big. Glasses-free 3D. This was something no console had ever done before, and I never used it. The 3DS came out on February 26, 2011 in North America at $250, and the system launched with... 2011 also saw a Mario Kart title, Mario Kart 7. It's okay. I think it's a solid enough Mario Kart game, but there wasn't that much in terms of modes. You really only have the standard races and battle modes. I kinda just wish the game had more to it, especially after the DS with the mission mode. A lot of people didn't really like the addition of Wiggler and Queen Bee, thinking they were just really weird. But I quite like the additions for that very reason. It's a solid enough Mario Kart game, just not the best. In my eyes, that title will always go to this one. Another big 2012 title was Kid Icarus Uprising, the return of the Kid Icarus series. And by series, I only mean like 2 or 3 games. Looking at the trailers and commercials, this game actually looks really fun, but then I took a look at the controls and that all kind of changes.
All you use are the circle pad, L button, and the stylus. You place your index finger on the L button that fires Pit's weapon, your thumb on the circle pad to move on land or in the sky, and the stylus in your right hand to aim and change directions.
That is a bad control scheme. In fact, 2013 was probably the biggest year for the 3DS. There was just so many big releases that came out this year. But we're only going to be talking about some highlights, because as much as I would like to talk about Garfield Kart for 22 minutes, I just don't have the time. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Okay. I have a little something called not liking how the Luigi's Mansion games are named syndrome. So the first one was called Luigi's Mansion. Makes sense. Then this one's called Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Okay, that sounds cool. And then the next one was called Luigi's Mansion 3. Now, I'm a fan of consistency, and this is not consistent. In PAL regions, Dark Moon was actually called Luigi's Mansion 2. Sure, that doesn't sound as cool, but at least it's consistent. Or even better, just combine both names, like call it Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon or Luigi's Mansion 3 The Third Coming. I never really got why companies would name something different in different regions. Like, what's the difference between Mario Land Shake It and Wario Land Shake Dimension? Oh yeah, f***ing nothing. What were we talking about again? Tomodachi, translated in Japanese as friend.
That just sounds f***ing stupid.
Tomodachi Life, a game about running an island town full of Miis, which means all the customization in the world. Like Animal Crossing New Leaf, this is another game in the social simulation genre. Thank God the 3DS got a game in the same genre as Colonel Sanders' dating sim. They'll have these little situations you can help them with. It really makes me wish I had a giant version of myself to tickle my nose with a feather whenever I had to sneeze. So Pokemon X and Y was actually the first 3D Pokemon game in the series. Before this one, all the other games just used sprites. This game also used more animation than the previous games. In the other ones, they just kind of stood there until they disintegrate, but here they actually have some sort of reaction. So overall, this was actually a pretty big landmark series, plus it has new unique Pokemon, and it might just be one of my favorites in the series. I don't like Pokemon that much. I plan to talk about the eShop at full length at some point in the future, but for now, let's just run through some of the highlights. Harmonite was such a fun rhythm game that is highly underrated, and I wish it had more love. Also, a sequel on the Switch eShop would be nice, please and thank you. Mutant Mudds did such an awesome job utilizing the 3D with its foreground background mechanics, such an awesome 2D platformer kind of shooter. Pushmo, a puzzle game where you push blocks and try to reach the top again, more please. So many awesome indie games on the 3DS. Not to mention the Virtual Console on there had so many great games I never would have played otherwise, like Mario Land 2, Link's Awakening DX, Donkey Kong, and some of the bad ones like Mario the Lost Levels. I enjoyed the 3DS a lot, and I had a lot of fun memories with it. But unfortunately, it's over for the little guy because as of September 2020, Nintendo has officially discontinued all production of 3DS systems. That means no more 3DS, no more games. It's all over. I thought it got discontinued like 3 years ago. Hey guys, me again, and Season 1 is finally over. 2021 is right around the corner. I need to talk about something really special, but throughout the past year and a half, I've covered pretty much everything. I talked about games and kid cuisine. What else is there?
So Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal is a game about taking Looney Tunes characters and giving them the same gritty tone as a Smash Bros. Brawl character, earning it that big fat E10 plus rating. They're angry, my 9-year-old can't play that. It was released on the Wii, Xbox 360, and PS2. How come it didn't release on the PS3? That makes no sense. Either way though, this game has always looked pretty fun, and I'm a huge fan of it even though I've never played it, can't you tell? But with me being such a huge fan, maybe I should play it. Man, I can hardly contain my excitement. This is Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal on the Wii.
I can't do this. Well, I've never covered the book genre before, but why not?
Great first impression so far. So when cheat codes became a big thing in almost every game, Scholastic said, "Oh!" and created this. Still some good ones in here, but overall it's kind of a lame.
Oh, excuse me, my mailbox is ringing. 1 second.
So, let's go. I don't have much contact with them outside the invite.
Wait, so we don't even know if he's coming?
Just gotta trust that he'll eventually come. I'll get through that. You guys want anything?
Yeah, can I have Taco Bell?
Yeah. What should I put on the address? Coordinates?
Well, these are the coordinates where the cheat code reunited extravaganza is being held. Oh look, there's a fun looking group of people. They don't look like they're partying though, but if I had to guess, they're probably waiting for Taco Bell DoorDash. So just a guess though. Hey, are you guys holding the cheat code reunited extravaganza?
No.
Oh, sorry, wrong place.
No, this is the right place.
Clearly not.
No, this is just a ruse. There's no cheat code extravaganza. What?
You son of a bitch, you lied to me! How could you? This is a sacred event!
You need to stop discussing cheat codes. They're outdated and obsolete. If you don't, we're gonna take drastic actions.
That is the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
Fine, do your thing, minions. Wait, what about the DoorDash? Your food's gonna get here eventually, right?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
What are you doing?
I'm about to broadcast.
What? Why?
I'm a newscaster. I broadcast everything. There's at least a 1 hour segment of me just like sleeping. 1, 2, 3 testing. John, can you hear me? Alright, go ahead and start.
Hello everyone, I am John Johnson, and we have breaking news. A local cult, Everything Anti-Cheat, is planning on using a giant robot. Giant robot? Really? Oh, okay. Giant robot to destroy the entire world. Astronauts captured this footage from outer space just to show how bad this catastrophe really is. We now report back to Ron Jacobs in a car.
Thanks, John. I'm Ron Jacobs, reporting live. I got former brief prisoner and cheat code activist Brian Schaefer here with me. And tell me, Brian, why do you want to say save cheat codes and cheat code explosion 2014?
Okay, first of all, I had no idea this was even, like, happening. But cheat codes are just something really special that I used to love messing around with in games like GTA. And now it just seems like they're gone, and cheat code books like Cheat Code Explosion 2014 hold a special place in my heart, and I don't think they should vanish away entirely.
Okay, but why?
Forget about it. How far are we?
Okay, audience, you heard it here. He's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just lost.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but outside there's a giant robot destroying everything, the entire planet. I bet that cult has something to do with this. Who could have done that?
It was us.
Why would you do that?
Our leader told us to, but we're starting to realize that it was a lie and he could be corrupt.
Yeah.
Why does he hate cheat codes so much anyway?
He has kind of a dark past with them. It all started in 1999 BC. When he was playing GTA San Andreas on the PS2. There weren't phones back then, obviously, but he had to find cheat code books and write them down. But when his mother was cleaning out his room one day, she accidentally threw away the entire notebook. Hours of writing gone forever.
That's it?
So after that, it's like he just wants to destroy the world. Don't pretend like you wouldn't do the same.
Yeah, true.
Don't worry though, we're here to help. We think that our leader has gone fucking mad, and we think that he could be wrong about some things.
Okay, 4 people is better than 1, I guess. Let's get started. Finally done.
And it only took us a couple hours too.
Alright guys, I'm going in.
Okay.
Wish me luck.
Damn it, the DoorDash!
What the hell?
You think you can stop cheat codes, cult leader? I won't allow it.
Brian, I thought I was rid of you. What are you doing back here?
Don't worry about that. All you gotta know is that cheat codes are safe.
What?
You know, we heard how much you're bitching about cheat codes. Here you go, buddy.
Whoa! Where'd you guys find this?
Yeah, no, we just bought it online.
Oh.
You know, now that me and him aren't cult members, are you hiring?
Actually, we are. We're looking for a liftman and a co-host. Because, I mean, right now, it's like me and John. That's about it.
Dude, that'd be great, huh?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna.
Oh, great.
I guess cheat codes are safe now. The cult has been deformed and I can finally rest, knowing that the world is safe. I think we're forgetting something. There's a knack too!